I've held this in for too long. Seeing him like that, I can't stay silent anymore. That shocking statement, allegedly from Jungkook himself, has shaken the BTS fan community worldwide. Spoken in a soft yet resolute tone, the sentence has become a spark in the storm of speculation now surrounding the prominent name of Jimin, one of BTS's most beloved members. What is truly happening with Jimin? Why has Jungkook, known for being calm and reluctant to display emotion in public, now chosen to speak out? Jungkook's words are not just ordinary expressions of concern. The intense tone and sharp word choices have led to strong suspicions that something is being hidden from the public. When an idol of Jungkook's stature speaks like this, the world must listen. And in the BTS context, where silence is the norm and image is the main currency, such an open statement feels like the first crack in something much bigger. Sources from the international fan community claim the quote was first heard in a voice recording circulated in limited circles on online forums. The voice, believed to be Jungkook's, clearly says, "I've tried to be patient, but seeing him keep going like that, I can't be quiet. It hurts." No direct explanation, no names mentioned, yet the recording's context quickly caught public attention, especially due to its possible link to Jimin, who has recently been rarely seen in military activities or on social media. Jimin, currently serving his military duty, began raising concerns after his public appearances were barely documented in the past few months. His absence in official documentation has prompted questions. Unlike members like RM or Jungkook, who occasionally appear in military event publications or training sessions, Jimin seems to have vanished from the radar. Now, with Jungkook's emotional admission, the previously scattered speculation begins to find firmer ground. An anonymous source, claiming to know one of the military staff assigned to the same unit as Jimin, stated that Jimin's condition is no longer in optimal spirit. He is described as being too quiet and more withdrawn from social environments in recent months. The source even mentioned signs of emotional pressure that cannot be ignored. Jungkook's statement further deepens the concern. For fans who know him, Jungkook is not the type to speak openly without strong reason. The bond built over more than a decade between him and Jimin is more than just professional. They have grown together, sharing joy and hardship as part of the world's biggest K-pop group. So, when Jungkook says he can no longer remain silent, the public knows something is truly wrong. Did I ask Jimin silently struggling? Is there unbearable pressure during military service? In a world demanding perfection and absolute image control, idols often lack space to show their vulnerable side. When one of them begins to show signs of fatigue, physically or mentally, the natural response should be attention and empathy, not denial. Furthermore, several fans found additional clues in Jungkook's last live stream before traveling abroad for global brand activities. In that stream, Jungkook slipped in a sentence that has now gone viral. "Take good care of him while I'm away." Although no name was mentioned, many fans believe he was referring to Jimin. What was initially seen as a sweet message now sounds like a nearly desperate warning. A few days after that statement, a photo surfaced showing someone believed to be Jimin leaving a military medical facility wearing a mask and black hat, unaccompanied by staff. Though there's been no official confirmation of the photo's authenticity, its virality is unstoppable. Social media is flooded with theories and concerns. Comments pour in, some hoping Jimin is fine, while others demand transparency from the agency. However, as usual, no official statement, no clarification, no status update, only a silence that feels suspicious. And in that silence, the public grows more convinced that something is going on. Lack of official information is often not a good sign, especially in an industry known for its tight control of narratives. This concern is further reinforced by reports from several investigative journalists in South Korea, who state that psychological pressure during military service for celebrities can be extreme. Often, the pressure comes not only from the military system, but also from public expectations and constant media scrutiny. In such a situation, it's not impossible that Jimin is indeed going through a hard time, but chooses not to share it publicly to protect group stability. Now, Jungkook's statement has become the only window slightly opening the curtain of this mystery. In one of his media interactions at the airport, Jungkook briefly said, "Silence isn't always support. Sometimes we need to speak, even if it hurts." That sentence, though it mentioned no one, has clearly sent a strong signal. Something is wrong, and Jungkook doesn't want to let it drag on. Amid the agency's overwhelming silence, the public is now demanding answers. What's really happening with Jimin? Why has he become so rarely seen? Is there pressure causing him to choose silence? And most importantly, why did Jungkook feel the need to voice his concerns so openly? Some fans speculate this could be part of a larger internal dynamic within BTS during their military hiatus. Jimin, as is well known, has a deeply emotional side. In various past BTS documentaries, he has been seen being extremely hard on himself, when separated from his emotional support system during military duty. It's reasonable to assume his mental pressure might increase. There is also speculation that the agency may be trying to suppress this information to maintain BTS's public image stability. However, when one of the members himself begins to speak implicitly, questioning the silence of the institution that has managed their narrative all this time, then a crisis of trust becomes inevitable. Until now, there has been no follow-up to Jungkook's statement. However, the tension it created has been enough to shift the dynamics of fan discussions. It's no longer just about rumors or speculation. This is now about how we see and treat idols not merely as industry products, but as humans, vulnerable and in real need of emotional support. I end this suffocating silence. Jungkook's voice becomes the first whistle in a potential deeper crisis, and now, the public can only wait. With hope, fear, and lingering worry, Jungkook has chosen not to stay silent. Perhaps now, it's our turn to open our eyes. Jungkook's emotional statement that he can't stay silent anymore has created massive waves in the public sphere, sparking endless speculation and debate. But at this point, the most basic question we need to ask is, do we truly understand the context of the information we consume? Or are we merely part of a reactive wave that unconsciously ignores the facts? It must be emphasized that the entire narrative currently circulating, including Jungkook's concern for Jimin, comes from fragmented content spread across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. The voice recording allegedly from Jungkook, the photo claimed to be Jimin's medical documentation, and the emotionally charged quotes. All of them lack formal verification from any authority to end such a situation. Should the public immediately believe and internalize everything dramatic, or instead question the motives behind the spread of this information? Let us reflect. Is it reasonable for an idol like Jungkook to express such deeply personal concern through informal channels? Aren't every move and word of theirs tightly supervised? If the statement was indeed made, why wasn't it followed with concrete evidence or further clarification? Are we truly witnessing a revelation of facts, or merely being shown a narrative constructed to provoke emotional involvement? It is important to consider that in the global entertainment industry, much content is crafted with clickbait patterns to attract attention and create momentary trends. When such news goes viral without validation, shouldn't we start asking who benefits from all this, and who may be the victim? The public is often an easy target in the game of perception and sensationalism. With limited access to verified information, many choose to believe the most dramatic narrative because it feels more emotionally intense. But can burned emotions replace truth? Or do they instead blur the actual facts? We urge readers not to be passive consumers in an era where information moves so fast. The ability to filter and verify is an urgent necessity. When social media becomes the main news source, the responsibility lies with each of us to question, investigate, and judge whether a piece of news reflects reality or is the result of perception manipulation. Do you believe Jungkook really said that? Do you believe Jimin is truly in danger? Or is this just a narrative shaped by unverified content fragments? Why are we so quick to believe information based solely on video snippets or screenshots? Is it because we crave drama, or because we overlook the facts? Back to the main question, have we, as the public, been wise enough in responding to information like this? Is Jungkook's concern a reality, or just an emotional image exaggerated for media consumption? Now, it's time for you to think. Not to believe or deny, but to question. Because in a world where information can be manipulated, skepticism is not just an option, it is a necessity.